Emma McNally here from Achieve Your Greatness Neuro-Linguistic Programming Training School. Today I want to talk to you about a model. It's called the Mercedes model, and basically what it's about is helping you to change how you feel about something quickly and easily. So have you ever had a time where maybe you'd been listening to what was going on around you and it had really started to impact on how you were feeling? So maybe you were feeling anxious or nervous, and maybe you wanted to change that. So if you've ever had that time when you wanted to change how you feel, then we can help you to do that in terms of using this tool. So it's nice and simple. What we will be doing is looking at it in 3 parts, because there's 3 parts to it. So the first part today that I'm going to be looking at is called focus. Okay. Now the reason for those of you who are curious why I call it the Mercedes model is because it looks like a Mercedes badge. No other reason, just because it looks like a Mercedes badge. So this, however, is all about how we can change how we feel inside. Okay, and what we have to do if we want to change is change just one of these elements. And today the element that we are going to look at is our focus. So what are we focusing on? And some of you, I imagine, have already heard the phrase that you get what you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on something, that is what you're attracting, that is what you're finding. So let's give you a little bit of science behind that. So there's a particular part of your brain called the reticular activating system. We call it the RAS for short. And that bit is, I liken it to like a little puppy dog wanting to please you. And we have to be quite specific in terms of what we want, and rather than what we don't want. So specific on what we want, and it will help us find it. So I don't know whether you've ever been in a party, for example, and there's lots of noise going on, and you hear your name, that somebody's talking about you in the other side of the room, and you hear it. That's your RAS in action. I remember when I first bought my first car, it was a purple Nova, shows how old I am, but I thought I had the only one in the whole world. Super excited about it, bought my Nova, and then it seemed like when I was driving around that every other person had a Nova, yeah? Well, that's my RAS, my reticular activating system. Because I was focusing on my new car, it seemed to be everywhere. And anyone who's ever been expecting a baby, it's the same thing, right? As soon as you find out you're pregnant, everybody in the world seems to be expecting. So we can use this to our benefit. What do we want to focus on? Okay? If you've ever been to a meeting or a difficult catch up with somebody and you focused on this is going to be awful, then your RAS, your reticular activating system, will look for awful for you. It'll go, oh, that's what you want, is it? Oh, okay, I'll look for that for you. So, what do you want to focus on? Now, I'm recording this in amongst the coronavirus issue. Now, there's a lot going on. The news is full of it. It's all around us. So yeah, absolutely keep up to date. Know what you need to do. Keep safe. And then choose what you want to focus on. I'm doing a 21-day meditation at the moment on abundance. So how about focusing on what we do have rather than what we don't have? So some of the tools that I use, gratitude journal. Yeah, writing down at least 10 things every single day that you're grateful for, okay? Husband and myself went out the other day. We just went for a walk before we were told we weren't able to, and we were feeling really discombobulated about everything that was going on. So we decided we were going to change our focus, okay? So we took it in turns of saying one thing and another thing that we were grateful for. So, grateful for the roof over our head, grateful for the food we had, grateful for the NHS that are looking after us, grateful for the bin men and women who are collecting our refuse, grateful for the warmth, grateful for clothes. Soon as you start, you will start to feel better because your focus will be on the things, the abundance that we do have rather than the issue. So, first part, number 1, if you want to change how you feel, change what you're focusing on. Focusing on the good things. And I'm not saying it's always easy, okay? I'm not saying it's always easy. However, if you've got to a point in your life where you want to have choice over how you feel, then this is one of the ways to start to do that. Focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want. And it will help you to feel better, okay? And it will really start to focus you in that new direction, the direction you want. Because you know what? Everything that you think about and predict outside of now is made up. The only thing we have right now is what we have right now. So if you're thinking and worrying about something in the future, that's made up. So the way I like to look at it is, if we're going to make something up, let's make something positive up and start focusing on the good and the positive that we have to make us feel better. Now, it's a choice thing. It's up to you. Okay, the more you do it though, the easier it will get. The reason being, what we're doing is we're creating new neurological pathways in your brain, connecting those neurons up to have a better outcome for you. Okay, so that was a part one. Join me again when we're going to be looking at language next and how we can change our language to help us change how we feel. So thank you for listening. As always, if you want to contact me, please do via the normal channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, but also via our website, which is probably the easiest way. We have lots of contact information on there. The website is www.achieveyourgreatness.co.uk. And thank you again for listening.